does it feel so cold inside my heart tonight? Be my man is what she said. It's not just the wind that's moving around tonight, but quick and clean don't make it right.
We're out the bush. Ant and I came back to where we detected around a chimney stones last week, or a fire stones a couple of weeks ago. We've got a lot of good signals here. This is a hut where we've got a lot of good signals.
Yeah.
And a few blokes commented, why'd we move away from it? And we move away from them simply because we haven't got time to spend. We want to show you more things than just one hut. But we came back to start here to hopefully get something. A couple of days into winter and it's been bloody pouring rain.
It has been.
I
didn't think we'd get there.
Ant and I kitted out in the rubber boots. This morning I was by the side of the road in my ute. Farmer came down the road that I know real well in his tractor. He stopped for a yarn. He's got the door of the tractor open. I've got the window down and we're talking about various things. And just as he's going, I said, what do you think the weather will do today? And I thought he'd say, oh, well, the wind's coming from the south and the clouds are high. And I heard the mopoke call last night. So he got out, he opened the door of the tractor properly, got out of the tractor, stood on the ground. I thought, oh, this is going to be good. He's going to give me a full description. Pulls the iPhone out of the pocket and goes, oh, there's not much on the radar. So that's a bloke, he's a fourth generation farmer who's pulling the iPhone out. So we'll go on what he says and hopefully the weather's going to clear up.
That's it.
Get some signals here. We're going to detect close to the ute.
Yep.
Down below us in the gully where they've been grooming, they've uncovered something I want to show you as well. It's not hugely significant, but it's caught my eye since we've arrived here and I want to show you. Anyway, Ant, find some signals here.
It's not the rest of that trolley, is it?
Not the rest of that trolley.
You're going to push it up a hill?
And I know you're not a big fan of this gully.
I'm not. I was hoping we'd go to the hut and then move on.
We probably will, but I just want to show you something that as we got out of the car, I noticed that he's uncovered.
Right.
And then we will move on.
Right,
but people seem to like things of historic nature. And even though this is not huge, it's interesting to me anyhow. Righto, Ant.
Looking forward to it.
Thumbs up, mate.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you again.
Good. I'm bloody loving it, Ant. Glad to be out.
Weeks, that's it.
Right there, I got my first signal, non-ferrous, hoping. It sounds pretty good. I'll give you a listen.
Sounds all right to me, mate.
Yep. Let's dig her out and see what we got.
And this is among all the signals we got last week. Ant and I have both dug a little bit of lead, but this is the first one that sounds big enough to be something. The lead signals were obviously non-ferrous, but you could tell by the noise of the signal that they weren't any of a relic nature.
Yeah.
This one's a lot better though. Be nice if it's the snake off the first.
Yeah, how good would that be?
No, not that. I was worried it was going to be that bit of rubbish. What's that, mate? Shit.
Yep.
God, no wonder. It's,
I think it's another just piece of lead. Bugger.
Well,
that's what it is.
it's that. But it just goes to show there's still little bits of stuff here.
Yep. We'll keep at it.
Right, mate, you step aside. I want to show people this, how, yeah, thumbs down, how lovely the bush is behind you. Have a look at these gums here, you know, if you're an artist. Look at that, you know, you could bloody paint that every day of the week. I was dealing with a bloke one day, I was buying some stuff off him and he was selling up his father's house. I was talking to him for a while and he had long hair and he was a bit younger than me. And I said, what do you do for a living, mate? And he said, I'm a painter. And when I got away from him, I thought, you lazy bastard, you're a painter, you're a dull bludger. And then about a fortnight later, I saw him painting the side of a house and I realised he was a painter.
A house painter.
Yeah, so...
Oh, Glenn, don't judge a book by its cover.
I'm quick to judge. Well, mate, thumbs down.
Next one.
Right.
Delicious.
Righto. Ant's jumped to the head of the relic challenge. He just found that.
Yes! Yeah, boy!
This button with the writing around it.
Yep. I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead.
So hold that. That'll.
But of course, Glenn's got a signal, and he's called me over to film it. So we'll see what Glenn puts out.
I reckon it's non-ferrous. When you get in too close to it, it holds pretty well, you know, it skips a bit.
Right,
We're in the home of the buttons. Just there last week is where, between Ant and I, we dug six buttons. It's also where Ant dug some quite good relics last week. So
yeah,
we're just below the stones.
I had a few more questions, Glenn, about why we don't use pinpointers.
Oh, well, when I started there weren't any pinpointers. So pinpointers weren't even a thing, you know. So I've just used my hand. I'm happy as I am. You might as well ask me why I don't have 3 cats or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
the way it is.
Just the way it is, yeah.
preference.
I actually do have 3 cats.
Why did you have 4 cats, Glenn?
Well, there he is, Ant.
Ah, bugger.
Yeah.
Another piece of lead.
I've got 2 of my cats. One's called Coral and one's called Pearl, and the reason they're called that, a bit of lead, I think. The reason they're called Coral and Pearl, when there was an old lady that lived near us, and her name was Coral, and an old bloke used to always call her Pearl, and one day she said, "My name's not Pearl, it's Coral," and he said, "Well, I knew it was something under the sea." So, when we got these 2 cats, I named them Coral and Pearl. So they're both under the sea, and then the third one, his name is Sharky.
Sharky.
I had to go with under the sea
Theme?
theme. Right on, mate.
All right.
Let's keep it. When we were up above there and I was looking down the gully, I was interested in this feature here. And you could be forgiven for thinking it was natural, but I know it's not. And what it is, up above us there's been a shallow lead. And how they used to work it, the lead runs under the ground like that, which is just a buried stream, and the overburden's on it. Had about 20 metres of overburden on it. They were sinking on it, going down, bringing the stuff up, using a windlass or a poppet head to bring the dirt up. But as the ground fell away, to the left of it, the lead continued on, and eventually it was a slope to this side of it. So what they did then, instead of sinking on it, which was harder, they would come in from the side, drive a tunnel in until they got to the wash. This is the line of wash. Have their tunnel so it was slightly rising, then bring their trucks of wash and overburden or the ground they're bringing out on the trolley. And this is what this is. This heap here, see how it's got a point on the top of it? It slopes down, it's a natural triangle. It's not natural at all. All this ground here with a narrow point, they've had a tram line up here. The tram line's been coming along there from the tunnel. They've run it out, tipped their wash out. As they've extended, as the dirt has come out of the tunnel, they've kept extending their line and made this big line that runs right up there through the gorse bushes, through the furze bushes. So when you look down the gully, you see all nice rounded shapes, but this is a pyramid. And the reason it's a pyramid, all this ground has been taken out as the clay that's been taken out of the tunnel to get to the actual wash. And along here somewhere, there's a good pile of wash, and I'm hoping that the gauze room will uncover it, because when I was a young man, I used to come in here and dish, and I found this big pile of wash and got a few little bits out of the heap with my eye, but I'd never detected it was before. Well, I say when I was a young man, when I was 14 and should have been at school. So, yeah, I'm looking for that heap of wash. But this here, you'd walk straight over it, not notice it. You have a look how steep the sides are, Ant,
Yep.
and the clay itself.
Yep.
That's come out of the tunnel. And it was a very ingenious thing. Instead of having to lift all the dirt up and bring it out the top, they drove in underneath and brought it out the side. It was much easier just to run it out on trucks than it was to use a windlass or a popper head to lift it. And down at Yandoit, where there's lots of elevated plains and lots of buried leads, that's pretty well exclusively how they worked. Mate, I know you don't like this gully. We'll go to another spot. But I just wanted to show you this because it caught my eye from up the top there.
Yep.
And all this dirt we're standing on is the hard labour of blokes that was sinking a tunnel. And it was a very successful lead too. It was a good lead.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Ant could cut this out. I say interestingly, it might be interesting. A bloke built a house up there, and he came and saw me and he said, where will I put, the drill down in the ground, where will I put the bore for water? And I said, I had a bit of a look and I said, well, whack it in there. And they struck water. And when I went to have a look at the borehole, they'd laid the dirt out beside the borehole, at every level they'd laid the dirt out. I was working along the dirt and I could see the change in the dirt when they got to the wash stones. Mm-hmm. So I gathered up all the dirt and took it home and washed it. And there were 3 little colours in the wash, in the dirt they'd brought out. But the thing about them were, when I put them under the magnifying glass, they had little sharp edges on them. They weren't colours, they were shavings. And the borer had gone down into the wash, clipped a bit of gold and shaved little bits of gold off it. Jeez. Which makes you think, how big was that bit of gold that it held steady while the bore went around it?
Jesus.
So up there in Blake's paddock, 30 metres beneath the ground.
Glenn, what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, she'll
Let's go get a digger.
She'll be lifting his bore, yeah. And that Ant, it's disgrace that I have to add this. That is a true story. Thumbs up, mate.
Good man.
Righto, Ant and I are still early in the day. We haven't even had our first smoker, which is unusual for Ant. I've dragged him in here because I was in here a few weeks ago and I got one little bit out of these heaps of stones. And see all the heaps of stones? They've been working this ground and working it back to the clay and to the stony ridges, and they've been putting the stone up on top. And some of the stone, like this, see how it's got a band of wash stone stuck to it? Mm-hmm. There's another one, exactly the same deal. See, that's wash that's on the stone. I got one in that. Yeah. So we're not going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to dig out the likes of this, or pull them down, these heaps of stones, and detect them, because
underneath.
You imagine the height of this heap of stones and the size of this heap of stones. You don't have to move too many away before you're on the ground that hasn't been detected. And not the last time I was in here, but I've got bits up to 1/4 of an ounce in this little area where we are. No. So it's worth yeah, too right, yeah. Jesus. So it's worth pulling a few stones down. I wish I'd brought the rake in now, but it's too late now. Now, for ladies, this is a competition for you. Nothing that men enjoy more is comparing themselves. That's Ant. Yeah. And that's me.
A, it was the first one, and B, it's bigger.
Yeah. Still, so yeah, that's Ant's got one button. I've got the little tiny button.
So I'm winning.
You're winning, clearly. Clearly, mate. Yeah. But don't be too disappointed if you're following me at home, because I did a good job cleaning up with my tongue. Righto.
Good man. All right, let's get on to it.
Good work.
Man, talk to us.
Well, mate, we've been toiling away here on these stones, and we've gone from saying how cold it is to being stripped off to the T-shirts.
Beanies off, T-shirts off.
Yeah, give the lungs a stretch. We're both puffing. Yeah. Anyhow, I was digging a signal. No, I wasn't digging a signal. I was digging stones out here. I thought I got a signal. An ant was pricking his ears, and it disappeared. And I said, "Oh, I must have been this black dirt." And I dug to the side of it the second time. It was over there, and what was happening was, it was coming along the side of it was picking up the signal from the side of the coil. Mm-hmm. And when I went deeper, it moved away from it. Anyhow, when we first heard it, it sounded like a little tiny signal, so I kept chasing it.
And now it's a definite signal.
And he's right there. Just because we've dug him out doesn't mean that he's gold or anything else. He can still be rubbish, but it's the first signal that we've dug on this project, so let's see how we go. Yep. When I was saying before about getting bits to 1/4 an ounce, I came out here with Trace one day. It was when the extreme metal detectors first came out, and they said, if you wrote a story about your detector, if you were in the first 100 to buy one, wrote a story, sent it in, they'd pick the winner, and you got the price of your detector back. And it was about 3,000 at the time. You know, they were the cutting edge detector. So Trace said, of the first 100, there'll be 50 that don't write a story, that just want the detector and can't be bothered writing the story. there'll be another 10 or 15 that, you know, won't be up to the challenge, to be polite. So she said, you should go in it and write a story. So I came in here, we detected away and Trace took photos of me, and I got a bit quarter of an ounce. So I went home, wrote a story about it, and I was pretty optimistic about getting the price from the detector back. And the bloke that won it,
Oh no,
it wasn't me.
you?
No, it wasn't me.
Bastard.
He wrote a cracker of a line, and I still remember it. He said, it was extreme metal detector. He said, pleased with my extreme metal detector? Extremely. And that was the phrase. That one
gosh.
So if you're out there now, mate, I remember your phrase, pleased with the extreme metal detector, extremely.
Extremely.
Extreme detector were a bit shitty when they first came out. They had a few problems. It turned out to be a good detector, but when they first came out, they were a bit unstable. But anyhow, Ant, let's hope this is something, mate.
This is why we use Minelab today. Yep. There it is. Ooh.
You see him?
In
Yeah,
your
yeah,
left hand.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
there
yeah,
it is.
yeah, there he is. There he is.
Well done, Glenn. We're
There
on the
he is.
board. On the board.
Well, he's a bit short of quarter of an ounce, but he's genuine gold, and
Yep, it's the right colour.
it proved the project that we're working on that there's still gold in this little pit.
Yep.
There he is, folks.
Nice. Well done, Glenn.
Pleased with my 5,000?
Kiss a gander.
Extremely.
Nice.
And if you were lucky enough to win that competition and you're watching this film, I'd be bloody thrilled to hear from you.
Yeah.
Because I've still got one bullet in the 22.
Well, I'd say you'd be extremely happy with that, Glenn.
Well, at least you've got a bit, Ant.
Yeah, it's a nice
First hit
little
for the
nugget.
day.
Well done, buddy.
So,
Good job.
yeah, thanks, mate. Oh, I
You're
didn't
on the
bring my
board.
canister in.
Didn't
Back
bring-
in the canister,
Alright.
please.
We'll do. Thumbs up,
Oh,
Glenn.
yeah.
Onwards.
Chased him
and
around
upwards.
too, you know, that
Yeah.
the little signal was off to the side.
Yep.
And he said, you got a signal? I said, no, got a signal, no, got a signal, no,
then
it's
off
gone.
it was gone, yeah,
And then
it was-
that was the lesson to be learned.
Yep.
I went down below him
Yep.
to the side of him.
Good job, mate. Good
Thanks
job.
very much, Ant.
Good bit of
Righto.
detecting. Well done.
We got a bit.
Yep. Well, folks,
Tell
I
us what happened, Ant.
I literally just went back over to where I was digging out, put on my gloves, and Glenn turns on his detector. And what do you hear?
Well, I put the detector in.
That's the same bit of dirt that Glenn just got the nugget out of.
It's the same one that
Come
scraped
on.
out of there.
Yep.
So you'd have to be pretty pessimistic to say there's not a little bit of gold in there somewhere, Ant.
Yep.
All those yellow bits look like
Yeah,
gold.
I know. Another one, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, but you'd back him in, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%. Up there. Nice
Oh,
little
that's
wobble
good
at
news.
the end.
Do you see something, mate?
Right. No. Over there somewhere. These leaves off. Might be stuck on a bit of rock or something. 'Cause it's not screaming, is it?
No.
There it is. Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
I
see?
it. It's in there. There. Look
Oh,
at
there
that.
it is, there
Look
it
at
is.
that.
Good work, mate.
Oh.
Good work.
Well done. Look at that. Nice little Vic, Glenn. Could be even bigger than the first. Oh,
It's very similar to the first one, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Now you jump to a screaming.
Yeah, well, luck's a fortune. And
It is.
they're in this little drain they've dug, and it's right down on the bedrock,
Yep.
on the sandstone and clay bedrock. But
Very nice.
it's two.
2 in
Yeah, and that was
2 minutes.
a nice feeling when I got a little bit of gold out of the hole and put
Yeah.
the detector in and made another little noise.
I bet.
Well, there is, mate.
Well done.
There's another one for
Let's
us.
look.
At least there's gold here, as I said before.
Yep. Look at that. Good little looking nugget, that one.
Luck's a fortune too, because we're going to another spot, and I said to Ant, we'll call in here for half an hour. I was in here not last week, but a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep.
As I said, it's a spot that I came in with Trace, my late wife Tracy, I remember she perched up on the piles over there and lit a little fire, and we used to love doing that together. And she'd read a book and we'd talk and I'd dig.
Yeah.
And I remember plucking a quarter
times.
ounce out of, not that far from where Ant's digging now.
Jeez.
So, early days, mate.
Early days and you've jumped in front of the lead.
going
2 thumbs up. Oh, 100%. Well done, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Good job.
Gold here to be got.
Yep.
Let's hope so.
Onwards. Jemedale.
Jebedale! 60 years ago, my father was coming in this gate and he showed me this when I was a 4 or 5 year old boy. And now I'm going to show you because it's really, really interesting. This is the entrance to the estate at Wombat Estate. It's where William Stanbridge lived. And William Stanbridge was Dartford's first mayor. He was one of the wealthiest men ever to be in this district. And he was unusually, you know, we all hate on the rich people, but he was a philanthropist, did a lot for Dartford, did a lot for the people of their time. But when you go to a rich person's place now, or even a semi-rich person, they have those gates that you press the keypad and the gate slides back, and then when you go through it's just behind you. How cool is that? Well, when William Stanbridge was here from the early 1850s, when Dartford became a town in 1852, he was the mayor, but he was already established here. So from the late 1840s, he was living here at Wombat Estate. Big property, cows grazing in the front paddock, big gates. What do you do when someone comes on their horse or their cart, riding or driving? You don't want them to...
How do you open the gate, Glenn?
How do you open the gate, Ant? And so you imagine you're mounted, you get off, you've got to hold your horse, or if you're driving a horse, you've got to get off and you're worried the horse will get away. You can't leave the gate open in case the cows get out.
Yeah.
So our man William installed these. Have a look at this. You ride up on your horse, or you drive up, you turn these, that had a cable running through there, these are the original posts, through there, cable ran through the posts, onto this pulley here, that turned around,
And
wound
lo
up,
and behold,
opened the gate, and then when you drove through, there's another one through there on the post, and you wound it shut.
That's how you close the gate.
So that's the beautiful Wombat Estate where William Stanbridge lived, and he had self-opening gates. And when you think of it,
In the 1850s.
yeah, in the 1850s, so you're riding up on your horse, you're trying to hold your horse and open the gate, or especially if you're in the sulky or the jingo, and you don't want him to get away, of course.
Yeah.
So all you do, drive up to the post, wind the wheel.
Ingenious.
It is ingenious.
Yep.
There's a forerunner and there's nothing new under the sun. So William Edward Stanbridge lived here at Wombat Estate. We don't hate him because he was good for Dartford. Stanbridge Street's named after him. Donated halls, donated for women and children and all that sort of thing. Looked after the Aborigines.
Good bloke.
Good bloke, and had a terrific idea for his gates.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many
Awesome.
more are like these in England and places like that. But it's really something when you see it.
Yeah.
Righto, Ant, I wanted to show you that because I really, really like it.
Very
and when
nice.
I came in here, I was a sniper's dream when I was a kid. I had this huge head and just a little tiny stick body. My dad showed me that. I was really thrilled with it. So I'm
incredible.
showing you now.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Righto,
man.
Ant, thumbs up, mate.
Thumbs up.
to William Stanbridge.
Yes. Look at that. That's awesome. We've come out to our next spot and we're in the pine forests, and a few of you asked about mushrooms, and we've come across some.
Not we haven't.
I have. These here are called maszlaki in Polish, and my grandma used to love them. And I don't mind them pickled. You can also fry them.
I have to be pretty bloody pickled to eat them.
They're not too bad. They've got this slimy top, and underneath they're yellow. I don't really want to pick on because I'm not going to eat it. There's another one. But they're perfectly fine. I think in English they're called slippery jacks because they're slippery. All right, Glenn's picking it. Should always use a knife and leave the bottom so the mushroom will keep growing. But yeah, they've got this yellow kind of foamy thing. But yeah, they're good eating. Good eating, delicious. Look at that.
That bit looks all right. It looks like marshmallow.
Yeah, something like that.
But look at that.
Delicious.
Yeah, I bet they are. Yep.
Yes, but as Glenn pointed out, like that one you're not going to eat. That's very poisonous. And this one is definitely not a ridze or a forest mushroom. It's orange and it's the poisonous type, so don't eat those ones, guys. All right, Glenn.
Right, man.
Get into
We'll
it.
get down here and show you what we're going to do, and
Yep.
then we'll have a go. We're in our last spot for the day. We're on the edge of a gold bearing gully where we've got gold before, but we stopped off because we want to do that, believe it or not, it's part of a hut. There's the chimney stones there, and that's the chimney, and it runs that way. There's 2 or 3 of these along the banks of this gully. So we're going to mix it up. We're going to try for a relic, then get in the gully proper and try for a little bit of gold.
You found a couple of nice buttons here.
Found some rippers here, yeah.
Years ago.
So that's why we came back here. Weather's good. It's
Finally stopped raining.
good spot to end. Where we were before, where we got the 2 little bits of gold. Did we only dig 2 signals?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only dug 2 signals. We
signals.
were there for quite a while, so we're desperate to dig a few signals. So that's why we're going to try and get a relic, but at least dig some signals and then try and get a bit of gold as well.
Yep. Still
Righto, mate. Thumbs up.
thumbs up. What do you got, Glenn?
Well, I picked up a bit of broken black glass beer, and I remember what you were saying when we were at the other spot. Ant dug a bigger bit like that out of the stone heap, and he said, "I'd bloody love to dig a black glass bottle." And I said, "Oh, you will one day, mate. No, nothing surer." So then I stepped around the side of the tree here, and look at that.
Jesus.
There's a possibility that's broken in the bottom, but you can see the neck, and you can see the shoulders. Wouldn't it be good if that's still full, mate?
That would be awesome.
Right, how you dig it and I'll film you.
Alright. Awesome.
And we'll see how we go.
See how we go.
So there it is. There it is laying up. It's one of those things we'll find out soon enough.
Oh,
Is it,
that's a good sign.
it's got the neck, has
It's
it?
got the neck, look.
Oh, that.
See?
Look at that.
Yeah, the neck's there.
I feel this is going to be heartbreak.
I know, right?
I really do. But won't it be bloody great? Especially after you said, you know, how you like
I
that.
know, right? But there's a piece of glass and another
Yeah,
bit
there's
there.
a few bits of black glass.
So I'm not too, but let's see. Jesus, looking pretty good so far.
It's a lot of fun in here.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. This is what we go out the bush for, to have
That's
a bit
it.
of fun.
Oh, look, the top's even still there.
Is
Look,
it?
looks like the...
Yeah, that's where the wire's been on him. I keep holding the phone back because I think I'm going to interfere with the detector.
No detector here. Is that
Oh.
cork? Is the wire... Or is that just rock?
No, that's cork.
Oh, well,
I reckon
leave
that's
that.
cork.
Let's leave
Yeah.
that there.
Yeah, and when I put my finger there,
Yeah.
I thought it was broken, but that's the wire that holds the cork in. Put your finger there.
It is.
That's the copper wire that holds
Yep,
the cork in. Oh,
it
this-
is too.
This will be great.
Well, I can't believe it because I was literally just said it
Well,
before.
I know,
wasn't
I know. If you
Oh,
were scripted
God.
it, you'd say that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Ant said, "I'd love to dig a bottle." And I said, "You will one day, mate." Didn't
I?
I?
Unbelievable, yep.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be to today. Oh no!
Oh, the arse is broken.
Yeah,
Oh, bugger.
so close.
Oh, jeez. Mate, I thought we were home.
I know, right? Oh gosh,
Thought we were home.
so close. Look at that.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It is because that's
the
incredible.
cork.
The cork's there, the wire.
Cork's wide in.
Yeah.
And what they used to do, the bludgers, is why you don't, it's usually not the bottom that's broken, it's usually the neck. They'd whack them with the shovel rather than undo the wire and break the neck off.
Yeah, because we often find the
Yeah,
necks,
we
don't
often
we?
find the wire, yeah. God, I thought we were away,
Yeah.
especially when the neck,
When the
was
neck was
there,
there,
because
yeah.
the bottom is so sturdy.
strong, yeah.
You have to stick that.
It'd be funny if that was the bottom, wouldn't it? I'd cry. Oh god, it is. Look, it's the bottom. That is the bottom. So it's almost there.
Oh, shit.
Glenn, you're filming the
Oh.
wrong way.
I don't know what the HDs are, but the
gosh.
specialist said I've got 80 of them.
Oh, there's almost a complete bottle, Glenn.
Yeah, the other little bit of glass is here behind me, mate.
Just there.
Just there, yeah. The bit that goes in there. Oh,
wow.
well, mate.
Close.
We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm not laughing at it, I'm laughing at me turning the bloody camera
The
around.
camera.
Right, bastard.
Oh well. Still give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, yeah. Right, mate.
Nice.
Next time.
Yep.
When Ant and I talk about hut sites, sometimes I think might be misleading what you can actually see. And sometimes you can see very little at all. A slight impression on the ground and a little bit of a raised area where they had their fire. And that's what this is here. This is a hut here. You couldn't really tell. Few stones. The signals give it away.
Yep.
So I had a bit of a cast around. You can see the slight outline of it. And just here is a non-ferrous signal. I dug a button and a musket ball just to my left. This one sounds bigger and better. So let's hope it is. Might be too big, might be a bit of tin, but we'll soon find out. We've only called in here. We're above the gully that carries the gold, which is where these blokes have been living. And there he is. He was in there until I dropped him out.
There it is. It's the cork bottle. Bugger.
It's a bloody, yeah.
Head off the
That's
cork.
what we were talking about earlier on. At least that demonstrates the point.
Yep. Still got the
See how
wire on it.
the cork's been wired in. They've come out from England. They've travelled in the ship. The cork's been wired in because the movement of the ship causes the beer to move back and forth, causes it to pop the cork off. So they had to wire the cork on to stop the cork from shooting off and wasting the beer. So our boys are out the bush. They've had a hard day out the bush. They decide they'll have a beer after tea. They'd rather go to the trouble of finding that end of that copper wire, untwitching it and pulling the cork out. They go like that with the side of the shovel.
Jeez.
They didn't neck it that way. That's when men were men and sheep were frightened. Wow, man.
God.
I thought it was going to be something better than it was.
Yeah. Damn.
Still, it's an interesting little relic, all the same. You know,
Yeah.
that's of its period.
Yep. Got a couple of those in the cabinet.
Yeah, and it explains what those blokes were doing. I'm giving it a thumbs up, Ant, and you can't stop me. Wow, mate.
Good man. See what else we can find.
Yeah. We've been determined to get down in the gully, but been attracted by the huts that are along the side of the gully.
How many huts have we seen so far?
Well,
then?
this is the fourth, and then one just there is the fifth, but that's one there that Ant's working on. He's got a signal here, so that's 5 huts in quick, in a short area. We managed to scrounge up a button or two, but we haven't found anything of any real significance. We were pretty excited when we thought we were going to dig that black glass beer.
Yeah.
And we found a few tops of beers and things like that. This one has been one of the better signals that we've bothered to film.
All right. Well, she's out.
Hopefully she'll turn into something.
Yes.
Not huge, which in this situation you want them pretty big so that it gives them a chance to be a coin or something like that. When you're digging down in the gully, you don't want them to get too big to give them a chance to be gold, but up here we're hoping that it'll turn into something a bit bigger. No, there's nothing wrong with that. That
No.
could easily turn into something. Old Eagle Eye's picked it out. Little tiny button, is it?
Nah.
What is it,
Not
mate?
even.
Bit of brass, bit of pocket knife, I reckon, is it?
Could be a bit of pocket knife.
Yeah, I reckon it's a bit of pocket knife. Righto, mate.
Bugger.
Back to the drawing board. I'll give you a thumb sideways on that one.
Cheers.
Nothing too exciting. I found this big bit of stone where you see little tiny bits of almost gravel-like stuff on that side. Through the stritations where the potter's made it. And that's the other side. Didn't want to carry it around to the end of the day, so I thought I'd show it to you now, and then I can safely put it down for the next bloke to find. Right, it's all up to you now, Ant.
Well, I've also found something. I eyeballed it as well. Got this thing here. Not too sure what it is. Glenn isn't sure either. Looks like it's made of glass though. So it could be a bottle stopper. Top of a bottle stopper, top of a bottle. Not too sure. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Cheers.
Getting near the end of the day, we haven't really filmed too many of the ones that we were hoping would be gold. We've done a lot around the huts. We're down the gully, we've dug quite a few signals. Anne asked me what I thought of this one. I said, well, 50-50. The ground's good, and it's in an area that I've poked into. So, in fact, the ground is real good.
Yeah, it is,
If it doesn't turn black again, there's nothing wrong with where the type of ground. It's especially for here. Yeah, if it doesn't get too big and blank out, stays in that red ground and turns into gold, well then it'll be all right. But that ground, as long as it doesn't go through that ground, if we don't get back into the black ground, it's a good chance.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's good ground. That's what I was hoping would happen. He's moved, hasn't he?
I think so.
I think he
he's
has.
moved further back. Yeah, down there.
I think he has.
I think so.
We want him to move before he gets out of that ground. Once he gets into that grey ground, we're not as optimistic. No, mate, that should have him out, you reckon?
Surely.
Still in the red ground, so there's still a chance. Now, I want him to be in that heat.
Yeah, that's right. It's getting deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting deep. I'll still stay strong if he stays in that red ground. If we go through that red ground into anything else, then it's good night nurse.
Fingers and toes crossed, Glenn. This will save
Right,
the day.
mate. I want him to come out. I want him out of there.
That's right.
I don't want him to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I want him out. What's happened there? Is he gone past him? Must be about
Yeah,
there, is he?
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep. Just will have him out.
At least this time of year you're not reaching among jumping jacks and spires and other would-be things.
That's right. No.
Everybody's either hibernating or deep in their burrows.
Yep. No snakes. Still in there.
That's a bloody end of him. Yeah, that's the end of him, mate, I reckon.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun, but I think that's the end of him.
Unless it's in the wall.
I'd say I've gone sort of down the
Too
side of
deep,
him, yeah.
maybe.
I mean, that's going to be one of the limitations of metal detectors in the future, isn't it? You imagine you've got a metal detector that can detect metal at depths of 6 feet, say.
Yeah.
Who's going to be out in the bloody stony ground digging holes 6 foot deep?
That's right. Yeah, you don't want too much depth.
No, not on a hot
You
day.
spend 4 hours digging a hole
Yeah,
for
digging
a
a-
bloody tin can or something.
Digging a post hole.
Yep. Sounds like you're almost on it. That's the way, Glenn.
Yeah.
Get into it.
If he's in the wall, you'll have to come out.
Yeah.
Tell you something about the 5000s. You know, we're getting down a nice little hole.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. I can't believe it's doing that.
Right on him now, anyhow. Get off that. Right on him.
I would ask if you want to swap and I'll do a bit of a dig, but I'm kind of enjoying watching you
I
dig.
think I think this will be the finale for the night, mate.
Yeah, I think so.
The only thing got in its favour is I'd walk away if he goes into the silt, but
Still in that
he
nice
stays
dirt,
in this
isn't it?
red clay.
Well, it'd be a pretty amazing finish if it turned into something.
It won't ever. Gone sort of down the side of him, I think. I think he's under this root. Now remember that when I get him out, you've got to change the tape, so I says, say, oh, here's the signal here. Oh, there he is.
We're only 6 minutes in. No pressure.
Yeah. I could run half a mile in 6 minutes. There's an old bloke who was 101 and he set a record for 100 metres. He ran with a bloke at either elbow, and I don't think there was a previous record for the hundreds and over. Yeah. Anyhow, I mean, he wasn't flying along, but he was bloody running.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad effort, I tell you.
What did he do it in?
Oh, I don't know, Tuesday to Wednesday probably, but I was going out to shut the back gate the other night and I thought, I buggered, I run out, you know. So I ran out and then after a rest sitting on the gate, I came back.
Well, at least our
Yes, the signal's out.
signal is out, yep. Oh, in the hand, Glenn.
I can see steel.
Yep. Bugger.
Well, there he is.
Oh, you've earned your Wheat-Bix today.
Yeah,
Bugger.
that was going to be our
Nice
crown
nugget.
and glory, mate.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen watching at home, that's metal detecting in a nutshell.
Yes, exactly.
If you're sitting at home and thinking, I wouldn't mind having a crack, I'll go out and spend $8,000 to get the GP6000 or whatever it's called.
GPX6000.
GPX 6000 or whatever.
There's a lot of holes like this in it
Yeah,
before you
so
find gold. It's
think carefully
definitely
about
not Easy, yeah.
Before you
You've
go
got to be
and do it.
passionate about it, that's for sure.
You've got to want to do it.
Yep. The long, hard yards.
Yeah.
But very
Right,
rewarding when you do get a bit.
Right, that was a lot of fun, mate.
Good job,
I
buddy.
kept thinking it was going to turn into something, but
Yep. Dedication.
dedication, persistence.
Yep. Oh, thumbs down.
Right, all the things I didn't put on my school report. Right, thumbs down.
Time for the weigh in.
Home time, mate.
Let's go.
Pull my pants up and have a think about life. Right, at the end of the day, Ant and I'll show you what we found. This is my collection here. One big button, one little button. That one is some form of musket ball. That was another big piece of lead shot as well. I don't know what its story is. This thing, lots of people will know what it is, but I'll make it my mystery object. I dug that, even though it's plastic as such, it set the detector off, and in there, in the nose cone, there must be metal in there. So some sort of projectile I'm not sure why it's shaped like that, whether it's the stun stuff or but I wouldn't want one. It's sort of similar to when we were in the riots and the cops were firing rubber bullets. So anyhow, this is Ant's treasure. Ant won the button off. He got 2 buttons, a little pistol from a pistol, like a shot from a pistol, 2 brass nails. This we didn't know what it was. I couldn't tell whether it was, like it's pottery, but I couldn't tell whether it was...
Pottery?
Well, I think it's
It
pottery.
was glass.
Oh, you reckon it's glass?
'Cause look where it's like broken there.
On the edges.
Yeah, like there.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Looks like a bit of green glass that's been painted white or something. I don't know,
I think you had your face too close to those mushrooms. Whatever that is. But I don't know what its purpose is. Around here, you can almost see like it may have had some sort of seal on it. It may have gone into something like that, or whether it's a foot of something, or whether it's the hat off a little statue. Anyhow, they're our 2 mystery objects. That obviously some sort of projectile, and someone will know what it is and what it's for. But I'd be interested to know what it's for. As I said,
We've not found one before.
no, and even though it's rubber, it detected it, so it's obviously got metal in there. Ant's little hat. That was the other thing of interest. Oh, and Ant's bloody bottle. You'll know from watching the video how much fun we had digging that.
Yeah, happy with that.
You can see where it's been made.
So close to being complete.
And it dug out like that. As soon as the neck was there, I thought we're away, because,
Yeah, home run.
as I said, the cork's wired in and they break the neck off, so they're hard to find with the neck on them.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought the bottom would be missing?
Yeah.
Right, the second place we went to, we got 2 little bits of gold. So
Middle one, yep.
middle one fires it up. Which one was first, Ant?
The one on the right.
That one?
Yep.
Righto, so this one was first. I'm tipping half a gram. I'm hoping half a gram.
0.4, I reckon. 0.4.
2, it says that. So it was jumping from 0.4 to 0.2. So you come off there, mate. Back to normal, is it?
Yep.
Scars are a little bit rocky because we've got them sitting on this stump.
Yeah.
Well, that's knocked my legs off me a little bit, because this one's
That one's
obviously
gonna be less,
smaller.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's 0.4. I'll go 3.5 for this one, and you?
0.3 for that one.
0.3. Yeah,
3.
geez,
Yep.
you know your job. So
Good guess.
quick bit of mathematics would make that 7.2. 6.9, 6.5.
It's got that little hump there.
Gone to
6.9. There we go.
7.2. Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
if I
there
waited
we
long enough. Oh, it's gone mad. It's like the poker machines. We'll say 0.7 of a
0.7,
gram.
happy with that.
Rightio.
Good
So
job.
right, people to talk about.
Yes.
Cleggy, thanks very much. We covered you earlier in the video. You've done us a good service by giving us a shout out.
Legend.
Anyone else that feels like giving us a shout out in the other countries as well, we'd like to get a leg up in America and India and places like that where there's a lot of people. In Australia, there's only 24 million people, so a lot of people, we give them the shit, so they're not going to watch us. And then a lot of people aren't interested. So we've got a small market in Australia.
That's right.
So it'd be great if we could get the bigger countries or the more populated countries to start watching us. A bloke called Robert Giuseppe comments all the time. Good on you, Robert. Shane
Cheers,
Salmo, it's the same. Another
Metal
bloke.
detecting Queensland.
Oh, yeah, Metal Detecting Queensland. He said, would we give him a shout out? I had a look at your site. Good on you. I couldn't pick up your name from it, but well done. So if you're interested, go and have a look at Metal Detecting Queensland. Another bloke I wanted to mention, he bloody comments all the time. I can't think of his name at the moment. You got anyone else, Ant?
And Wayne Yodel Bannister, shout out to you, buddy. You've been commenting a lot as well.
Good on
Appreciate
you,
it.
good on you, Yodel. No worries. I'm a bit disturbed how you got the nickname Yodel.
Oh, that was a great story. Love that.
I'll let it fly. Sue Ellen Dunlop sent us an interesting email, Ant and I we're very interested.
Yeah,
Her
that's great.
four times great-grandfather,
John.
Dunlop, and another bloke whose name I've forgotten. It's a few while since I read it. They found gold at Poverty Point in Ballarat in 1851, and it set off it was the gold that set off the rush in Ballarat. So Sue Ellen Dunlop,
Incredible.
who follows our posts and watched our videos with her partner. They went detecting, they visited the monument. Sue Ellen cleaned the graffiti off, or the muck off the monument to read about her great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. And what an amazing thing that her family came over and found gold, and she's still here looking for gold.
Yeah, incredible.
As Cleggy said, my ancestors got a free ride out to England from England. and I'm still a bit shady. Righto, Ant.
Good job. Great
Everything,
day.
including that cup and the gold and that scales, belongs to you now.
No.
Yeah, I don't want the bloody stuff. I can't be bothered even picking it up. I'm bugging.
After that hole, you've done well.
Yeah.
Good
Righto,
day, mate.
folks.
Thank you very
Next
much.
time. Thanks for everyone for watching.
Yes. Shout out to all our new subscribers.
Yes, yeah, and thanks
Appreciate
for Cleggy
it.
for giving us a leg up.
Yeah.
And anyone else that feels like doing it,
Appreciate it.
we'll do the same to you. Sue Ellen Dunlop said that she's starting a business and she'll send us something. And we bloody love getting something for nothing. So if you're home thinking, geez, I might send those blokes something, do it.
That's
Right,
it.
next weekend.
Cheers, mate. See you then. Bye.